Welcome back to The Redeemed Mess. I'm Kathy, and on this podcast, I talk about the messiness of life and how Jesus, in His grace and mercy, redeems every part of it. Whether you're walking through hard seasons, searching for hope, or just need a gentle reminder of God's faithfulness, you're in the right place. Let's dive into today's podcast. This morning, I've been sitting with thoughts about salvation, what it truly means to be saved, and how we actually get there. And my heart feels heavy thinking about how many people believe they have to do something to earn it. That somehow their works, their goodness, their striving can earn them a place in heaven. But here's the truth. When we think salvation comes from anything we do, we're cheapening what Jesus already did on the cross. I've watched The Passion of the Christ a few times, and while I'm not always a fan of how Hollywood portrays biblical stories, I believe that film gave us just a glimpse of the brutality Jesus endured. Just a glimpse. The beating, the suffering, the pain of hanging on that cross. It was for us, for me, for you, for the sins I've already committed, the ones I'll commit today, and yes, even the ones I don't even know about. When we say that we still need to earn our way into heaven, we're essentially saying, Jesus, what you did wasn't enough. And that breaks my heart. You see, God's standard for heaven is perfection, being without sin. And that feels impossible because it is impossible. We were born with a sinful nature. The Old Testament shows us this over and over again. God's people were given instructions, clear steps to atone for their sins, and still they fell short every time, just like I do, just like you do. And that's why Jesus had to come. He was the only perfect sacrifice, the only way. Sometimes I try to explain this to my grandchildren in a way that makes sense to them. Imagine they're trying out for a basketball team. They think they're doing great, making shots, dribbling well, giving it their all. But at the end of the day, it's not about what they think. It's about whether they meet the coach's standards. And that's what it's like with God. It's not about whether we think we're good enough. It's about God's standard. And His standard is perfection. That's why Jesus matters. That's why grace matters. I recently had a conversation with someone who couldn't understand how a person in prison, a murderer, someone guilty of something as horrific as child abuse or sex trafficking, could truly be forgiven and receive salvation. And I get that. From a human perspective, it seems unfair. But God's mercy isn't based on our scale of justice. He is merciful and He is just, and He alone knows who has truly surrendered their heart to Him. We only see the outside, the behavior, the choices, the mistakes, but God sees the heart. And when someone truly turns to Him, He begins changing them from the inside out. Sometimes it takes time to see that transformation. Now, does that mean grace gives us the permission to sin? Absolutely not. But once we're truly saved, the Holy Spirit comes to dwell in us, and He becomes our helper. He guides us, He convicts us, and yes, He gives us a way out when temptation comes. We don't have to walk this journey alone. I'll be the first to admit, I need the Holy Spirit every single day. I need His nudges, His reminders, His presence. They keep me from falling deeper into the very mess Jesus died to redeem me from. So rest in this today. Salvation is a gift, not a reward, and Jesus paid for it in full. As always, take what you need, leave the rest, be blessed.